The oath. Many people take it, but they don't live long enough to enjoy. You see, as of now, you're going to see many people come out of the woodworks claiming that they were Twitch's friend. All of these people are liars. None of those people were there for him. Keep your eyes open, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna see people come out of the woodworks doing interviews with content creators, claiming that they was some sort of friend. Where were you when Twitch needed you? Where were you when Twitch talked about his plans? Most of you folks that claimed you were his friend in the industry, you rejected him. When he stood up for justice and shared his political views, you distanced yourself because you didn't want no pushback from the industry due to the oath that you taken. We're gonna go on a journey to discover the real reason why Stefan Twitch Boss was deleted. You see, he lived an awkward life, and we got receipts to show you. Only on Ringo TV Reactions do we bring out the receipts to substantiate our points. Whether we speculate alleged information, we make you think. So without further ado, let's take a listen to this and break this down. Again, I can only show you the door. It's up to you to walk through. If the truth is what you seek, you will get it tonight. This is really, really deep. They took him out for a reason. And all of his friends abandoned him. And he felt so alone. Yeah. Just remember what I taught you. You're gonna see many people come up out of the woodworks claiming that they are his friend. And they're gonna make this thing out to be some sort of mental issue and how we need to check on one another. Pay these people no mind. Those people were never his friends. They rejected him and distanced themselves from him to avoid pushback from the industry. Let's take a listen to the things that troubled and bothered Twitch. And then we're gonna listen to another guy share his thoughts about what he think may have been the cause, and we're gonna break it all down. Are you ready? Let's go.
Check your privilege edition. Put a finger down if you have been called a racial slur. Put a finger down if you've been followed in a store unnecessarily. Put a finger down if someone has crossed the street to avoid passing you. Put a finger down if you've had someone clench their purse in an elevator with you. Put a finger down if you've had someone step off of an elevator to keep from riding with you. Put a finger down if you've been accused of not being able to afford something expensive. Put a finger down if you have had fear in your heart when being stopped by the police. Put a finger down if you have never been given a pass on a citation that you deserved. Put a finger down if you have been stopped or detained by police for no valid reason. Put a finger down if you have been bullied solely because of your race. Put a finger down if you have been denied service solely because of the color of your skin. Put a finger down if you've ever had to teach your child how not to get killed by the police. Any fingers left? That's privilege.
Wow. Do you see that, ladies and gentlemen? You see, Twitch was bothered by a lot of things, and his wife just couldn't understand him because she's not walking in his shoes. And this video is on their pages. And you know what it talks about? The title is White Privilege is Real. And they made this video. And notice, Twitch is sitting there holding his son, and he's asked the questions. And he's putting his fingers down because as a black man, you go through so much in life. As black men, you know how difficult it is just to make $1, just to be respected, just to have a door open, just to have someone take you serious. We have to work 10 times harder. We're profiled racially. We walk into a store, they look at us funny. We try to purchase a house, they try to make it difficult for us to get it. We go through all these different things, and yet people just expect us to be happy. These are the things that Twitch been bothered by. And he tried to talk about it. And he tried to talk to these people that he was around about these things, and they didn't want to listen. To be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, it's my personal belief that without Twitch's wife, he had no way of making money. Because with her, the doors were open, not because of talent, but because of privilege. Yeah. And he felt empty inside. He didn't feel like a man. He didn't feel like he had any control. She controlled everything, including all of the future projects they was to do. Yes, that's right. You gotta listen to that very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. Listen.
Edition. Put a finger down if you have been called a racial slur.
Notice that. Put a finger down if you've been called a racial slur. Notice, his wife have no fingers down. You see, she don't have to deal with these things. She don't have to deal with the issues of life that a so-called black man endure daily. Having to walk on eggshells daily. Now think about this, ladies and gentlemen. On the 9-to-5 grind, most of you brothers and sisters of color, yes, you have to walk on eggshells. Because if you don't, it can mean your job. You see, that's oppression. That's mental pressure. When you have to walk on eggshells, when you have to kiss everybody's behind in order to make it. Now think about what a black man have to do in the industry in order to be successful. Let it make sense. Do you really think that Stephen was able to be successful because of talent? No. No. You see, in the industry, talent don't get you success. You have to take the oath. And you have to comply to the rituals. They don't care about your talent. They care about your soul. And he knew that. And this is why they made him connect with Allison. Twitch was very vocal about the injustice that was done to so-called black people. Police brutality and many other atrocities. And every time he would try to talk to his wife about these issues, she most likely didn't really want to hear about them. And he would tell her, "Baby, you don't understand. You don't realize that this is what we go through. It's really difficult." And we're going to hear another brother talk about these things, and it makes a lot of sense in terms of what he had to say. But let's break this stuff down.
Put a finger down if you've been followed in a store unnecessarily.
Put a finger down if you have been followed in a store. How many of us brothers have walked into a store and been followed around? How many of us brothers, grown men with jobs, respectful brothers with careers, and you had to endure somebody following you around a store because they're assuming that you're trying to steal something? Now think about growing up as a young man of color. And this is all you've been going through all your life, from a youth all the way to an adult. You walk into a store and you have money, and you're still being followed around a store. It makes you feel like, wow, I came this long way, did all this work to get to where I am, thinking that if I could just put in the work, get myself together, get my credit right, get my own place, get me a job, get me a career going, a business. I figure if I could just do all of these things, somehow, some way, I'm gonna be respected as a man. But no, you're still treated the same way. These are the things that Twitch was concerned about. These are the things he tried to be vocal about. And the industry didn't like this. Do you understand? Through dance, he covered a lot of the hurt, the pain of growing up in a society that looked down on a man based on his color. And even though he got married to a Caucasian woman, he still endured the same treatment. Do you follow me?
Put a finger down if someone has crossed the street to avoid passing you.
How many times as a black man, you're walking down a block and all of a sudden someone's coming before you and they cross the street because they fear for their life because they see a black man. How many of you brothers had this done to you? You see, you sisters, you didn't have this done to you. It's different for a woman. But for us black men, we've all experienced this. Walking down that one block, and a person of another ethnic group see us coming, and they would cross the street, go to the other side, and then cross back. You know how that make you feel inside? It make you feel very, very low. Because you know you're not a criminal, but you're treated like something is wrong. And we've endured these type of things. This type of mental attack. And a lot of guys grow up like this. And they harbor all of these things in, all of these emotions. Twitch tried to talk to his friends about this, and they brushed him away. They said, "You shouldn't do that, brother. It'll ruin your career. You shouldn't do that, Twitch. You're not gonna get no gigs. You shouldn't say nothing, Twitch. They're not gonna give you any jobs in Hollywood. Twitch, just accept it. At least you got a nice house. At least you got a Caucasian wife. Don't worry about them. Don't fight for the injustices of your people. Just be like everybody else. Be blind to the reality." But see, Twitch was different. Although Twitch had a couple of millions in his account, he still was concerned about the injustices done to his people. You see, in the Bible, Moses was in Egypt, and they thought he was an Egyptian. And they gave him great riches, praise. They made his name great. But the minute they found out that Moses was a Hebrew, they put him in slavery, and they stripped him of all his credits, all his great deeds, and they said, "Let the name of Moses be stricken." Why? Because Moses had a heart for his people. And even though he was put in a position of status, put in a position above the slaves, put in a position of greatness, because it was thought that Pharaoh, it was thought that Moses was an Egyptian, the son of his sister. But once Moses looked upon his people that were in bondage, and he tried to fight for them, the industry came for him and put him in chains. And that is exactly how Twitch felt. Because the industry told Twitch, "But why? Why are you trying to fight for these people? You already got success. You got a nice home. You got a car. You got money. Don't fight for them. Leave them alone. Don't make it a political issue. Stop trying to get the attention of the president. Stop making these Instagram posts. You're influencing the people. You're making them believe that you care. We don't like that." And Twitch tried to reach out to his alleged friends, which you will see pop up all over social media, doing interviews, acting like they cared about Twitch. But they never did. They never did care. Twitch tried to bring awareness about these issues subliminally in little videos here and there. Even this video is proof of what he had to deal with. Let's go.
Put a finger down if you've had someone clench their purse in an elevator with you.
Wow. How many of us brothers had to endure that? How many of you brothers been in an elevator and a woman had her purse and she tucked it in tighter because she saw you? How many of you brothers, with a show of a 1, had that done to you? How many? How many of you brothers been in a situation like that? And you're looking at the person and you're like, wow, I don't mean you no harm. I'm just in the elevator trying to get to my destination. But they're so fearful of you. Why? Because you're a black man. Now think about what that does to a man psychologically. Think about what you have to endure when you get off that elevator knowing that this woman clenched her purse tightly because she felt you were going to run off with it. And the only reason why she feels that way is because what the media shows. See, a Caucasian man, he don't ever have to feel that. He don't ever have to deal with that. And they asked us, why do we feel these ways? Why do we have certain issues? How would you feel if people cross the street when you walk down the block? How would you feel if a woman is clenching her purse every time she see you in the elevator? How would you feel to be called slurs? How would you feel if you're the first fired, the last hired? How would you feel when the company is making cuts because of certain budgets that can't be met, and you're the first one they put on the chopping block as they give you that pink slip? Let's go.
Put a finger down if you've had someone step off of an elevator to keep from riding with you.
Wow. Have that ever happened to you, brothers? Put a 1 in the chat if you've been in an elevator and the elevator was going down, stopped at a certain floor, and for whatever reason it opened up and a woman saw you or a man saw you and they did not enter the elevator. They waited for the elevator to come back up. They don't even trust you. They would rather wait an extra 5 minutes for the elevator to come back. How many of you brothers endure these type of issues? Some of you don't even want to say because you're ashamed. You're ashamed and you don't want no one to know because you're in an industry and you don't want them to know that you feel that way. Well, that's exactly how Twitch felt. And most of you brothers in the chat who refuse to tell the truth, you're just like the people that claimed you were Twitch's friends. Wow. Isn't that something? That's a sad situation. Most of you brothers, when you get around other people, you change, you act, you portray an image because you want to be accepted, because you feel that if you be yourself, you're going to get shunned, rejected, not respected. So you comply. You bow your knee and you accept the abuse. And while you think all of those people are your friends, they all talking about you behind your back. What a shame. Let's go.
Put a finger down if you've been accused of not being able to afford something expensive.
How many times have that happened to you? You walk into a store, you're buying something expensive, and the people look at you as if though you can't afford it, and they immediately recommend you buy something cheaper. How many of you been in a store and you saw something that you want, you have the money, you're asking about it, and they say, hey, hey, I know you want that, but we have another item over here. This will work out for you. And you're like, ma'am, sir, I said that I want this one. Yeah, I know you say you want that one, but we have something a little cheaper. And you're like, wow. So you just don't think I got it. You don't realize I can buy everything in this store. I've seen videos like that, where a black man walked into a store to buy something, and they immediately started to look at him like he's just broke poor. And the guy stood up and said, look, I can buy the store if I want. I can buy the whole store and take you out of a job. Don't ever disrespect me like that. Do you understand me? Some of you brothers that are in the clouds, you're well off. You've made a lot of success in your life. And you're humble and you're very private, and that's a good thing. Nobody don't need to know. There are some times you walk into stores and you get this treatment and you say to yourself, wow, these people don't even know who I am. They don't even know what I represent. And even though you got it like that, to really show out and be very vocal, you remain humble. And you just kind of get what you got to get and leave. That's true power. When people are looking down on you, but yet you're so blessed and you got it like that, and you don't need to execute your power. That's when you know there's a problem in the world. How many of you ladies walked into a store to buy an outfit and they looked at you like you can't afford it? You finally saved up some money because you said, I'm gonna buy me some designer clothing just to treat myself. And you went down to that store because you're happy about it, you're excited, you never really shopped at a high-end designer store. You walk in there feeling good about yourself. You got the money, you saved up, and the people are not even attending to you. Sort of like the movie Pretty Woman. When she walked into the store and they saw her outfit, they didn't even try to help her to buy anything. Miss, do you need any help? Nothing. And it took for Richard Gere to come into the store and set order. And you saw how she felt when her man came into the store and made it very clear of who he is and what he represents, and told those ladies, you serve my woman and you treat her with respect. You understand? This has nothing to do with whether you buy designer or not. This have to do with principles. Because you might say those designers are racist. But what about black on black crime? What about that? Bars. Before you can talk about someone else, you must first solve the issues within your community. And when I look at the black community, all I see is hate for one another. All I see is crime. All I see are black men selling drugs to their own people. That's all I see. I don't got no time to be looking at another race, talking about what they are because they are selling designer clothes when I got problems in my neck of the woods. You see, we love to focus on everybody else, right? But when it comes to our own people, oh, we don't got nothing to say. If a white man does something to a black man, we want to march. But when Pookie and Ray Ray and Jim Bug is in the hood gunning down each other, we don't protest for that. We don't march for that. We don't call Al Sharpton for that. We don't do anything. We don't get Jesse Jackson. We don't get none of the activists. We don't even care. It don't even make the damn news. Oh, but you got time to talk about who's a racist. Woe be unto you. To point your finger at another race when your race is out of control. Very true words. Let's go.
Put a finger down if you have had fear in your heart when being stopped by the police.
Wow, how many of you brothers have been driving in your car and you see the police behind you, and because you're a man of color and you're in a certain neighborhood or just cruising down the street, you feel a sense of fear, like the police is gonna come pull you over, and you know it may be your last time on the earth. How many countless black men endured this? You get nervous as soon as the cop is behind you and he put on those lights. You're like, oh my goodness, what am I in now? How do I get out of this? And because you're nervous and you roll your window down, the cop is looking at you like something must be wrong. And then they escalate the whole situation. And if you're a man and you don't know your rights, it can get really complicated. These are the things that Twitch was fighting for. These are the things that troubled him. These are the things he's experienced. And he got tired of it. Because he figured at his level, at his status, why would I still be going through this? You might think because a black man has money that he don't go through these things. It doesn't matter if you have money. If you're a black man, you will go through these things. It doesn't matter. And these are the things that Twitch was very vocal about.
Put a finger down if you have never been given a pass on a citation that you deserved.
How many of you have never been given a pass? Never been given a pass. But think about how many women been given a pass. Think about how many Caucasian men been given a pass. Think about that. Think about that. A man of color, oh, you never been given a pass. Oh, you gonna have to pay. You best believe that. You ain't getting no passes. Now think about how that makes you feel as a man in today's world.
Put a finger down if you have been stopped or detained by police for no valid reason.
How many of you brothers been stopped and detained? Stop and frisk anyone? How many? How many of us brothers been stopped, frisked, thrown against the wall? Listen, if you grew up in the 90s, if you grew up in the 90s, you've been thrown on the wall all the time. Do you understand me? I've seen brothers get thrown on the wall, frisked, and the cops planted drugs in their pockets. I've seen dudes go to prison for crimes, for drugs that we know the brother didn't have. Certain dudes we know he's not in that lifestyle, that's not how he moved. But because the cops back then was extremely dirty, they would plant drugs on brothers. And there was no way around it. It was the cops' word against yours. And brothers was doing time for stuff they didn't even do. And to be honest with you, it had nothing to do with being in the streets. You could just be at the basketball court, playing basketball. Y'all remember, back in the hood, you would play basketball with a crate. You take a crate and you cut it out to make it a net, to make it a hoop. And you would play basketball by tying it to a gate with some barbed wire. And the cops would just pull up for no valid reason and just throw everybody on the floor. Nice summer day, you just playing some ball. And they will arrest your friends for no reason. Innocent brothers went to prison for stuff they didn't do. And then when they got out of prison, they were a whole different person. Traumatized, broken, due to all the things they had to endure and experience. These are the things that Twitch was fighting against in secret. And a lot of people distanced themselves from him. But because of his wife, he was able to eat. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I did a video about their alleged wedding on Twitch's YouTube channel. He have no support, no real followers or subscribers. But on the family channel, oh, they got a lot of support, a lot of subscribers. Why? Because of his connection to Allison. That's right. It was an arranged marriage. And Twitch grew tired of living a lie. He wanted things done a certain way. And it just didn't happen that way. Oh, we got a lot to cover tonight. We have a lot to talk about. A real family talk. Let's go.
Put a finger down if you have been bullied solely because of your race.
How many of you have been bullied because of your skin color? I can recall going to an all-white high school, junior high school. And I remember when I first got in, you had a lot of people of color that was there, but it was predominantly white. And my first day there was very uncomfortable because I knew what kind of man I am, and I knew that I didn't tolerate anyone saying anything foul towards me. And I was more afraid of what I would do to a person than what they would do or say to me. And I can recall on my first day, 2 Caucasian males called me the N-word right to my face. And what I did to them after they said that sent me to the principal's office. Parents called to the school, and they made me out to be the bad guy. See, what I'd done to them too, I made an example out of them. And from that day, ain't nobody never told me nothing. 'Cause that word spread around that school quick. I gave them a very valuable lesson. I gave them a good course, a good meal on what respect mean. And after that day, I would walk down the hall, and it's like everybody knew me. It's like I was a star in school. And then I end up finding out that other peeps from the neighborhood go to the same school, and then we all start linking up together. And then the respect grew even more because I knew most of the seniors as well. That's from the block, from the hood. And man, oh man, after that day, day number 2, it was not like day number 1. You see, a lot of us brothers, man, we endure a lot of disrespect, even down to the point where we even get disrespected by our own women. Yeah. That's right. The I don't need a man. I can do bad by myself. I'm a boss lady. I got the bag. I got my college degree. Sisters, if you only know how they weaponize you against us. If you only knew. If you only knew how they separated us. We supposed to be together. We supposed to be a force to reckon with. But they divided us. They made us believe that we don't need one another, when we do. The man needs you and you need the man. But you need the right man, not just any man. The right man. We'll talk about that in another video.
Put a finger down if you have been denied service solely because of the color of your skin.
How many of you have been denied service because of who you are? And then someone else come right behind you and get the service. And you're like, hold up. Wait a minute. I remember this one time in Home Depot. No cap. I remember this one time in Home Depot. I paid for my items. In the so-called self-checkout. Had a Caucasian guy in the front at another checkout. You know how when you have to scan the products and put them in your bag, I noticed he scanned one, but he didn't scan all 3, and he just placed everything in his bag, and I kind of peeped it. I saw what he was doing. So I did mine, did what I had to do. I scanned all of my stuff. Everything was good. And then I paid for it, did what I had to do, and somebody came to the self-checkout and tried to accuse me of putting things in my bag that I did not pay for. And I'm like, you got cameras. Check the cameras. What's the point of having a self-checkout if you're falsely accusing me? I said, you see that guy right there? He just stole multiple items. Look at him walking out the store. The person said, we're not really talking about him. We're talking about you. And that's when I realized that there's a problem with society. You are targeted just because of who you are. So basically, the Caucasian guy was given a pass. It's on camera that he stole, and he just walked right out the shop like it was nothing. And then once they realized that I was good to go, they were like, oh, our mistake. You see how that is? Now think about how that make you feel when you walk out that store as a man. It's not a good feeling to know that you're following all the rules, doing all the right things, and you're being falsely accused. Some of you may have bought items from a store and have your receipt, and they still accusing you with the receipt in your hand. These are the type of things we endure. Let's go.
Put a finger down if you've ever had to teach your child how not to get killed by the police.
Now notice that. She put her finger down. Now, why would she be trying to teach her child how not to get killed by the police? Do you really think in a million years that her child that is mixed, that is clearly the same complexion like her, is going to be profiled? No. And it's a shame that she would have to teach her child not on how not to get killed by the police, which goes to show that all of us know that as black men, we are more likely to get deleted by the police, more likely to get falsely accused, more likely. She knows. And these are the things that troubled Twitch. And these are the things he wanted to talk about. But because of his lifestyle and because of the business and because of all the things that they've done, the wife was most likely not in agreement. We will get to that later on. Let's go.
Any fingers left? That's privilege.
Wow.
Based on the fact that he left home and didn't take his car keys. Why would she believe that police interventions were necessary? Why would she think that the fact that he left home without his car or his car keys required police intervention?
Listen.
That conduct alone is suspect, people.
Very suspect.
In my opinion, I believe that they had an argument concerning a video he probably wanted to do and discuss, and she didn't want to do it. And I believe that based on that last video dealing with police killing black people for no reason, I believe this is a video that he wants to do with his wife and discussing and bring awareness, and she wasn't having it.
Wow.
I believe she basically brushed him off and say, look, baby, this is not good for our business, not good for us, and it may hurt my chances of getting contracts and work. Mm-hmm. And besides, baby, you made it. You don't have to worry about them doing this to you. I think that rubbed him the wrong way. That's just my opinion.
Wow.
It should be noted that although you see Allison Holker and himself in videos dancing and jolly go happiness, you never see them in a video discussing the very issue that weighed heavily on his mind prior to death. So I must ask myself, if their relationship was so loving, hey babe, and all this that you've seen, why would this man leave home and allegedly commit shooting himself with a shotgun?
Wow. Now, he said shooting himself with a shotgun. That's because he most likely made this video when it wasn't sure what was used. But then again, we don't know what he really had because they never showed us the weapon to begin with. So we really don't know. To tell you the truth, we really don't know. So it could have been a shotgun. Could have been a semi-automatic weapon. We don't know because they never showed us the weapon. Well, let's get back to what the brother had to say.
This leads me to believe that the relationship was fake.
There you go.
People don't get it confused just because people having babies, a woman having babies, that she loved the man. No, she having babies, so in any event she want a divorce, she can get that money, she can get that child support.
And that's what a lot of women do. And if it don't apply, let it fly. A lot of them do that. They'll have kids, not because of love. Not because of we're just madly in love. No, it's not about that. It's about them resources. Let's go.
I haven't seen Allison Holker in any distress since her husband has passed.
That's right.
Whatsoever.
There you go.
That right there speaks volume to the love that she purportedly had or have for him.
That's true. And these are the things that we've been discussing in these streams, that right after his passing, we don't see the wife fighting for his justice. She just kind of accept what happened and it's just brushed under the rug. I've told you countless times, ladies and gentlemen, that when a woman loves a man and she knows a man, she's not going to be so quick to accept some narrative that the media put out. She will be doing her part to make sure that his memory, that his legacy, and that his name get justice. Because of her love. Her love will not make her rest.
When the maid went into the room, she did not readily see a note or a shotgun infliction.
There was a story that came out before everything really started coming out, and I can recall reading it, where they claim that the maid or whoever came into the room saw Twitch, but they claim they didn't see nothing. They just saw him there, but they didn't really see no scene that was graphic, which again speaks volumes to what really happened. I can recall seeing it somewhere where they were like, they didn't see no wound, they didn't see no blood, they didn't see anything. They just saw him. So I'm trying to figure out how did the story jump from they going in there and finding him, not really seeing anything, and then other news websites started to add on more, talking about how when they checked the room, it was some sort of scene out of a movie, like it was a messy situation. But the first initial story that came out was that he was just in the room and they didn't really even know what happened. You understand? They didn't even talk about anything. And then they started adding on to the story. So what really went down? What really happened to Twitch? See, we got to look into all the details.
Stephen Twitch. A shotgun would definitely be heard.
Any gun would be heard.
No one heard a shotgun.
No one heard anything.
So guess what that's telling me? That's telling me that it couldn't have happened as they state.
That's exactly it. There's no way that it happened the way they claim that it happened. This is why I don't believe the narrative that the media put out there regarding Twitch. I don't believe it. The wife claimed that he just kind of got up and left the house. Who does that? Men don't just leave a house. Men don't do that. And why would you run to the police station and not call them first? That's the signs of when somebody was allegedly already at the hotel. You already allegedly seen him at the hotel. You allegedly know what happened. And because you saw what happened, you decided, hey, I'm going to create this little story. I'm going to make my mind up that it's true. And I'm going to run with that. Because the story that she gave the police don't make sense. It don't make logical sense. Why would you need to call the police, or should I say, go to the police station? Because she never called the police. She never picked up the phone to physically call the police. There's no phone records of Allison talking to the police so that they can come to the house. She just went to the precinct to talk about how her husband left unexpectedly, and that's not how he is, and that's not his character. Who does that? So is a man not allowed to leave his house? Is a man not allowed to forget his car keys? For all we know, it could have been a situation where she didn't want to give him his keys. It could have been an argument. You know how that goes. It could have been an argument in that house and she took the keys. You're not going nowhere. Well, hey, listen, I'm getting out of here. And he just left. It could have been a big argument in that house. We will never know because, once again, only she knows the truth. And this is why we have to do these videos, because right now on social media, most people are like robots. I'm walking through these YouTube streets and it is laughable the way most people are acting. They are all trying to be on the safe side. It is pathetic. It is pathetic the way most of these people are. Nobody's questioning the narrative. Everybody's just talking about, we need to check in on one another. We need to do this. You know, as black men, we gotta get help. You know, no, we don't gotta get anything. Ain't nothing wrong with us. Something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with us. It's crazy. It's like when you try to share the truth and you talk about the real issues, people don't like that. They want us all to remain dumbed down regarding this case. And we're not going to do that. We're going to talk about these things. Because if we stop, guess what? You forgot about Twitch. If we stop talking about Takeoff, you'll forget about Takeoff. Of course, they're gone. We get it. But they didn't get no justice. Where's Shanquella's justice? What's taking so long? It's crazy. But this is what's going on. This is what's happening in today's day. Let's get back into it.
I will say this. Too often, white women attach themselves to black men in order to gain hold of their assets.
Now listen very carefully. Listen very carefully. Because a lot of times, folks, you're guilty of attaching yourself to conversations and situations that don't apply to you. If it don't apply, let it fly. For if you try to speak out and protest or say anything, you're just exposing yourself at the end of the day. Listen carefully to what the brother is saying.
I am not saying this is the case with every interracial marriage dealing with a black man and a white woman.
Now, you heard what he said? He's not saying this is the case with every interracial marriage between a black man and a white woman. So don't be so quick to say, well, that's not my situation. I love my man for him, and nobody's talking about you. This is not about you. Nobody knows you. We're not talking about you. He's making a valid point. And I can guarantee you, by the time he finishes his point, you won't be able to say a word.
I'm telling you that if you contend otherwise, then you are a lie.
You definitely would be lying. You definitely would be lying if you listening to what this brother's saying and you ain't using your thinking caps. You ain't paying attention. Now, what he said after this was very, very telling, to say the least, because it opens up a gateway to the truth. And this is why I tell you guys all the time that when it comes to women, especially the kind of women you choose to deal with, man, you got to be mindful of the woman is really with you for you. You have to know that, brothers. Stop just looking at a woman because she look attractive on the outside. I keep telling you, brothers, a lot of times women will just get with you because of those resources. At the end of the day, they don't even care about you. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest with you, brothers, man. Some of you guys, you be thinking it's all about you. You be thinking that people just want to be around you because it's you. No, they're around you because of the fame, the fortune, the resources, the cars, the bling bling, the status, the networking ability. And he's going to make his point crystal clear. This is why I tell you guys, you get with a woman, she got to be with you for you. I always say that when you get with a woman, she should be the kind of lady that got with you when you were at the bottom. Why? Because she understands what you went through. She been there during the struggle. She helped you along the way. She remember the times when you had to eat, rice and beans and this and that and some basic meals to get by, and you had to cut those coupons and do this and do that, and you had to not pay this bill to pay that bill, and you couldn't go out and you couldn't buy that shirt. She remembered those dark days. And because of this, she will always be by your side. That's the kind of woman you rock with. I'm not saying all the women are the same, that they just want to get your resources. What I'm saying is you need to get with the woman that rock with you when you're at your low, because that will prove what kind of woman she really is when you're at the top. You understand? These are the things that you must understand, brothers. Now listen to his point, because his point you cannot deny. You cannot deny his point. Let's go.
See, a lot of people, they interject themselves into what I'm saying because they in an interracial relationship. If you know your relationship is genuine and it's real, I ain't talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
He's not talking to you.
Look at history. Show me a white woman that's a celebrity, that's an athlete making money, that's married, that will marry a poor black guy.
Wow.
Show it to me.
Wow.
Show it to me.
Show it to me. Did you hear what the brother just said? Show me a Caucasian woman that is making a lot of money. A lot of money. Show me one, just one, that is making a lot of money, and she decided to go and marry a poor black man. Show me that. That's right. Not one. So why was Allison so drawn to Twitch? Well, I'll tell you. Because back then, that was the peak. That was the peak when he was in his prime, moving up. He was in movies. He was in this. He was in that. He was doing a lot of things. He was growing in that industry. And she saw that. And she says, oh, I got to get attached to him. Oh, yeah. That's right. But see, as of late, it wasn't that way. He wasn't doing no movies. He wasn't doing none of those things no more. It's like he was more or less inside the house. And she probably grew tired of that. She's like, look, I don't see you making no movies no more. I want you to do this. I want you to do that, but you're not doing it anymore. It seems like now I'm carrying us now. It seems like I'm the one getting the bread. It seems like I'm the breadwinner now. And then what happens is a woman begin to lose respect. I told you, brothers, 1,000 times. If a woman don't respect you, she don't love you. I repeat, if a woman don't respect you, she don't love you. Ladies, as men, it's all about respect. As men, we desire respect. That's what we look for. That's what we seek. And a lot of times we don't get it. It seemed like the only time a woman want to show that kind of respect is when we got money. When we got a nice car, got a nice house. We see this all over social media. We see women always wanting a man that makes 6 figures or more. They don't even look at the brother working at Home Depot, the brother that's driving the truck. They don't even look at these brothers. Good men, working men, hard-working men, men that got their whole life together. They get overlooked. And it seems like you only want the guy that is the celebrity, the guy making millions and millions of dollars, because that's the only thing you see. But the day that man loses all of his money, the day that he don't get that gig in that movie, all of a sudden now, you don't want him no more because you lose respect for him. And this is why I keep telling you, brothers, when you get with a woman, she must respect you for who you are. She must. You need a woman that's gonna ride with you through your darkest hour. That's the kind of woman you need. A woman that's gonna help you pick up the bricks. That's the kind of woman you need. You'll know if a woman is true when you lose your job. You'll know if a woman is true when you get sick and she realizes she gotta nurse you back to health. When you're with a woman and she don't want to help you, she don't want to nurse you back to health, that is not the kind of woman you need in your life. You don't need her, brother. And in the case of Twitch Boss, even though he had money, even though he's successful in every right, they had a lot of projects and things in the works, and I can guarantee you, it was because of the wife that those projects were even able to come to pass. And because of Twitch's political views, because of the things he wanted to talk about, because of him fighting for justice, just like the brother said, it could have interfered with a lot and caused a disturbance in that house, allegedly, that may have contributed to an argument that led to this man getting deleted. Not by himself, but by someone else. And no matter how you may think, ladies and gentlemen, there could be a possibility. Listen carefully. There could be a possibility that the wife did it. Allegedly. That's right. See, a lot of us, we don't want to think outside the box. Do I know for a fact that she did it? No, I don't. But as a man in America, land of the free, home of the brave, at least that's what they say it is, I believe that I have the rights to share my thoughts on what I think. So if I believe that she may have a hand involved, I can believe that because that's my right. Just like you have the right not to even take what I say serious. Because his situation is so mysterious, it makes no sense. There is no reason for him to do anything to himself. And I don't like the fact that because of his situation, everybody is going crazy on social media trying to push awareness as if though all of us as men, like we're all crazy and have mental problems. This is not cool. I don't like what I'm seeing. It makes it appear like we all got problems. And it's not that way. A lot of us just have a tough life and we deal with a lot and we go through a lot. But it doesn't mean we want to get out of the world. Some of us just need a vacation. Some of us just need a break. Some of us just need some time off. You understand? Well, we never know who may have had involvement. The Columbus guy could have been involved too, because of what he said in that other video regarding Stephen may have had some sort of financial problems. You never know who may have done it. You never know what may have triggered all of this. It could have been a crazy affair. It could have been the DL life. It could have been multiple different scenarios. Again, they did it this way to keep us all in the dark. They did it this way to make us speculate, to make us think, to make us question, and you will never know, because the only one that truly know what happened to Twitch is the wife. There is no other way around that. She know what happened. Because they live together. She's the only one that knows. Every woman that have a man and she live with him, she know what he's about. She know all his secrets. She know what ticks him off. She would know if he struggled. And at no point up to now have you seen the wife come out in the public and say, hey, my husband struggled with this and my husband struggled with that. And, you know, I just want to bring awareness to this and I just want to bring awareness to that. You don't see nothing. Just like with the situation with Takeoff, where is Quavo? Quavo is on vacation. He's not even here anymore. Where is he? He's hoping that all of the internet buzz die down. He's hoping that everybody stopped talking about Takeoff so he could finally come out with a new song. Up to now, he haven't told us anything about what happened that night in the bowling alley. Where's the justice for Shanquella? She's underground and there's still no justice for her. Why? Why? Why is it taking so long? The other day, you had some attorney claiming that they arrested this person and they arrested that person and they ain't arrest no one. It was a lie. They lied to you. You understand? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have 1,400 people in the building. Click the like button. Show support. You're here because of the truth, right? Well, if you feel that I've been providing you quality content that make you think, content that stimulate thought, content that is worthy of your support, then show that support by your actions, not with words. I hear people all the time saying, Ringo, we love you. Ringo, we appreciate you. But they never support the streams. They never support the work. They never do anything. Hey, if I could live off of just comments, I would love to do that. But in this world, you can't do it by that. Words is nice, encouragement is nice. But guess what you do every single day in this world? You show support with your dollar. You show support with your actions. When you click the like button, you're helping the videos to circulate through YouTube. When you support with your finances, you're helping to keep the lights on so that I'm able to provide you with quality content, because nobody on YouTube is providing content like this at this level. Nobody. Nobody is speaking truth. Nobody is speaking life. Nobody is fighting for the justice in the case of Twitch. Everybody is silent. You have a lot of clickbait out there. You know how many videos are on YouTube right now talking about Twitch's funeral? He never had no funeral. Do you know how many mega YouTube channels that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers and they're making clickbait videos talking about Twitch's funeral when there is no funeral? You're clicking on videos that's saying Twitch's funeral. Their thumbnail has a coffin. It looks like there's a funeral. You click on it and you see cars driving, and it look like there's a funeral, and there is no funeral. It's a lie. And this is what they're doing. Why? Because they don't care. And again, to everybody that support via Super Chat, Cash App, I appreciate all of your contributions and all your sponsorships. I appreciate all of that. At the same time, we have to think outside the box. They don't want us to question what may have happened to Twitch. They don't want us to do that. They want us to just stay quiet and just be a good old boy. Don't ruffle any feathers. Don't do anything. This man was troubled because of issues that he wanted to talk about, and because of the industry he was in, it made him feel like he can't speak. How many of you feel like you're walking on eggshells your whole life? You can't even talk. You can't even be yourself. You can't even express what you want. Because if you do, somebody's going to judge you. Somebody's going to condemn you. That's how he felt. Horrible way to feel. It's not a good feeling. In his darkest hour, he needed his wife. He needed his wife in his darkest hour, and she was not there. And all of you so-called people that are on YouTube doing interviews with alleged friends of Twitch, woe be unto you, because none of those people were his friends. Everybody want to come out of the woodworks now that the man is gone, claiming to be friends. How you're his friend and you're doing interviews now? Where were you when he needed you? Where were you when he called you? All of a sudden, now that he's gone, everybody want to do interviews and act like they care. You didn't care when he brought up these issues. You didn't care when he brought out how he had these issues and he was concerned about police brutality and crimes being committed. Nobody cared about him. And now that he's gone, everybody's his friend now. No. A lot of fake friends, a lot of fake love. We understand he was in the industry. We understand the oaths. We understand that he did a lot of things on the Ellen DeGeneres show that maybe he wasn't even comfortable doing, but he had to do it to survive. There's a lot of you brothers that are in positions doing things that you really don't want to do, but you do it because it's the only way to survive right now. But don't worry, there's coming a day you're going to get out of that mess. You just got to focus on what you do best and don't give up on yourself, and don't make no deals with the devil. Don't make no contracts with Satan. Be productive. Understand that it's going to take hard work to get you there. But once you get over that lump, you're going to understand, and you're going to be able to move your own way at your own pace without nobody restricting you. Because I know as men, a lot of you have a lot of potential and there's a lot of things you want to do, and it feels like the world is holding you back. You have to understand, some of you are just great at what you do. At the same time, there are doors that are shut from people like you. And the only way to get in them is you got to sell out. You got to sell your soul. You got to do something. But you don't have to do that. And if you did, there's a way out. You don't have to remain in darkness. You don't have to stay there no longer. We talked about this in the last stream. Some of you that are in the industry, you know about these rituals. You know what it takes to stay on top. Twitch appeared to be happy, but inside, he had something else going on. And again, I don't believe that he took himself out. I don't believe that. I will never believe that. That's not even a thought. I don't even believe that. I believe that somebody just got rid of him. And I believe that more than one person is involved, because you just can't do this by yourself. Some people, a group of individuals, put this thing together and did whatever they did to this brother.
Show me that at the rate that you seeing them marry athletes, TV stars, movie stars. Come on. You can't.
That's right.
That's the reality. Now, you have to be careful who you join yourself with in marriage.
That's true.
Because they're supposed to be the closest thing to you. You see them going to sleep. You see them waking up. You see them all throughout the day.
You see, a lot of times people, they find it too difficult to understand life. If something was wrong with Twitch, if Twitch had some sort of problem, you don't think that his wife would know? If you have a problem, you don't think that you would know? Are we living in a dream world where we just don't know how to think outside the box? If you are in the chat right now and you got a problem, you don't know that you got a problem? If you're a person and you're in the chat and you have underarm odor, you mean to tell me that you don't know that you got a problem? If you are in the chat and you are hungry, are you telling me you don't know you're hungry? Do you need to be diagnosed as having hunger? Because I see a lot of comments and I'm seeing people saying, so Ringo, are you saying that he had none of this? And are you saying, no, I'm saying what I'm saying. You're just having selective hearing and you hear what you want to hear. See, a lot of people have selective hearing. A lot of people have selective hearing. They hear what they want to hear. You could be speaking one thing and they will hear something else. Those people have problems. Because if I'm speaking one thing and you're assuming what I'm saying, you got a problem. Again, his wife, of all people, supposed to know her husband. How you with a person all this time and you don't know what he's struggling with? Makes no sense. Because see, the narrative that they're trying to push, ladies and gentlemen, is that we're all crazy. That's the thing that they're doing now today. They're trying to make us be afraid of one another, as if though we're all nuts and we all need help. That's what they're basically doing right now. They're all saying that we're all time bombs waiting to happen. That's what they're doing right now. See, I'm not falling for the BS because I can see right through it. They want us all to be walking around on eggshells, thinking that we all got some sort of problem, right? And we all need to check on one another. Would you believe this, ladies and gentlemen? Listen to me very carefully. I made a couple of videos regarding this situation, right? And it seems as if though out of all the people on YouTube that's making videos regarding the Stefan Twitch boss case, it seemed as if though not only YouTube, but a lot of people in high places are watching me. They're watching me because they know that I'm speaking the truth. Everybody else is not. Everybody else is just giving you fluff, clickbait, and wasting your time. Like I told you already. There are videos on YouTube right now. If you just type in Stefan Twitch boss funeral, you'll come up with 1,000 videos. All of those videos are clickbait. Don't even click on them because you're just being lied to. There has been no reports of a funeral. Up to now, I haven't heard nothing about a funeral. You understand? That's just how it is. And it's crazy how that goes. People just come out and they just make up anything. Why? For attention. Do those people care about the situation with Twitch? Of course not. When you come to my streams, you hear me talking. And I do a lot of talking. A lot of those clickbait videos, if you notice, they're all 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes. But notice my streams. My streams be 1 hour to 2 hours of me talking nonstop, giving you real content, real commentary, criticism, and we break things down for your learning. We don't waste your time with clickbait, 3-minute videos full of garbage, fake news, fake updates. We don't waste your time with that. We bring out information to make you think about what could have possibly happened to this man. Let's continue.
So that fake love we seen, I call it cinema love.
I like that quote that he made. Cinema love. Cinema love. I don't know who this gentleman is, but I may use that quote from you, brother. Cinema love. Because what that represents is what we see in Hollywood, where you have these marriages and you have all these smiles and everybody's happy, but behind closed doors is another world. Cinema love. They got a lot of pictures. Ladies and gentlemen, I made this example the other day and I talked about this in a live stream. Do you know that a lot of you ladies out there that might have a man that you may have had children with and you're not really with him anymore, but for whatever reason, he visits the kids and takes them every now and then. You know what kind of father he really is. He may not be the best of the best. He's doing, it is what it is. Let's just put it like this. He's not a good father. You know he's not, and you know he don't really spend time with his child. But what did he do on his Facebook? What did he do on his Instagram? He posts a bunch of pictures of him and his son, him and his daughter, and he takes these pictures to make it look like he's this great dad. But you know the real story. You know that he never played with the kids. He's never there. He never spent no time. But on Facebook, everybody love him. On Facebook, everybody's praising him. On Facebook, wow, you're such a good dad. And everybody looks at this man as if though he's great. And they look at you as if though you're not a good mom because you don't have your children plastered all over social media because you believe in protecting their privacy, but he don't. So because of the image that he portray, it makes it look like a happy home. That's how it is, or that's how it was with Twitch and Allison. On social media, it looked one way. But behind those closed doors, it was another world.
Hey, babe, oh, it's this and that, dancing. You mean to tell me you can dance together? You can do this together.
Right.
But you can't talk about a problem such as this that's heavily on your mind that allegedly, purportedly made you take your life?
Wow. Think about that. Think about what he just said. You could be doing all these photos, dancing together, jumping around, playing music. You could do all of that together. Think about this. All of that stuff Twitch and his wife did together. But you mean to tell me if he had some sort of problem, he couldn't talk to his wife? If you think for a minute that Twitch deleted himself, something wrong with you. It's either their relationship was just fake in the public, and behind closed doors, it was a nightmare. You understand? That's crazy. That's crazy. But this is what's going on. A man can't even talk to his woman about his issues. Again, Allison have never come out in the public and said, hey, my husband have a history of suffering from this problem, that problem, this problem. She never ever talked about that. So if that's the case, why would he do this? Allegedly. Why? And why is she so accepting of it? It's almost as if though she wanted him to go. And this is why I said that out of everything, she should be a suspect and the police should have been investigating this, because under normal circumstances, if there was a situation between a household family, husband and wife, and one of them were deleted somehow, under normal circumstances, they would question the partner that is alive. You know, if a man is married to a woman and somehow his wife turned up deleted in their garage, the cops is going to come over and they're going to question that man. He's not going to hear the last of that. They're going to question him. Even if he's innocent, they're going to question him. We all know how these domestic situations go. So in the case with Twitch, why is it that the police didn't, I guess, investigate the situation deeper and say, wait a minute now, we need to look a little deeper and find out what involvement the wife may have played? Again, this is proper protocol. This is how they're supposed to do it. Y'all know how this goes. So why in the case of Twitch, the wife was just given a pass and she could just go scot-free like it ain't nothing? And why the wife isn't asking the hotel for the footage to see what her husband looked like entering that motel? Why we don't have that footage? Because that footage may possibly hold evidence that proved that Twitch was not alone. Do you understand? It may hold footage that Twitch was not alone. It may show that the wife may have allegedly been there. We need to see footage around the entire property to find out if somebody came into his room at night or came into his room that morning. And how is it that the hotel folks don't even know what happened? Because they claim they didn't hear nothing. Well, if they didn't hear nothing, how do we know the crime didn't happen somewhere else and he was brought to the hotel? How do we know that? It could have been a situation where he may have allegedly been in a car, talking with someone in a car, and they deleted him in the car and then just brought him up to his room. See, there's so many ways to spin this thing, but without a proper investigation, we're going to never know. Again, where's the cameras? Where's the cameras? All we got to do is just see the cameras. Could we see Twitch walking into the motel? Could we see the Uber pull up? Where are the facts? Why the wife is not fighting to see this footage? Every woman would want to see the footage of her husband, the last video of her husband, just to see him walking in the motel would bring back a lot of memories and make her try to put the pieces together on why. It doesn't make sense that we don't have this footage. It seems as if though everything is one big cover-up. And this is why on Ringo TV Reactions, we focus on what makes logical sense, and we throw away everything else that don't. In my live streams where I showed you all the cameras around the motel, where's the video footage? Where is it? What color Uber car he was in? Why we don't see no interview with the driver? Why there's no interview of the receptionist at the motel? Normally they show you these things. Normally they have interviewers, cameras, and news reports where they talk to these people. There's no information about this. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, Twitch was taken out by someone. And they all know, and I can guarantee you, the wife knows too. I never seen a wife this quiet before. I never seen a wife this quiet. Never. You know? And please, please do not tell me that she's mourning. Don't tell me that. Because she had time to talk to People magazine. She had time to give information for social media. She had time to talk to TMZ. She had time to do all of that. So if she was mourning, she would not be talking to them. Right? Because this is the thing everybody keep doing. Oh, they're mourning. Y'all did the same thing with the Takeoff case. Oh, the reason why Quavo's not talking because he's mourning. Well, it been almost 2 months and Quavo still haven't said a word. 2 months and Quavo still haven't come out in the public to talk about his nephew, to talk about what happened in the bowling alley. Nothing. All of Shanquella's friends that were there with her, all of her friends that was with her in Mexico, none of them are talking about it. Why? You see, when people are involved in a cover-up, you will never hear them talk because they're all guilty. These are the signs. This is how you know when something is a cover-up. Again, a wife knows her husband. A wife will do anything to bring justice to her husband. A wife who claimed that her husband is the backbone of the family, a man that's full of love, that have good character, that is loved by the community, that inspires people. A wife that utter those words about her husband would be fighting for her husband's justice. She would be fighting to make the world know that there is no way that he could do such a thing. But we don't see this with Allison. That's a red flag, if you ask me.
That tells me that the relationship is bogus.
Wow.
Plain and simple.
Hey, bro, you're not wrong on this one, fam. Because I've been saying the same thing. And again, we have the right to our opinion, whether people disagree. It doesn't really matter how you feel about that. We're men, and we're in America. Last time I checked, we do have that right to think outside the box. And based on what we're seeing, it doesn't seem real to me.
Today, you got a lot of people saying, that was my friend. Well, if he was your friend and he valued you as a friend, he valued you as an asset, why didn't he reach out to you?
Wow, that's deep. That's deep. If you are his so-called friend, why he ain't reach out to you to talk to you? And why you never reached out to check in on him? See, now that Twitch is gone, everybody's talking about, yeah, we need to all check in on one another. And, you know, we need to check this and we need to check that. Like we're all crazy. Like we're all on the edge. Like we're all just at the end of the rope. I don't like that. I don't like what they're pushing, ladies and gentlemen. These are all ways by which they will introduce something new to the population to make it seem as if though we're all crazy. Like we all got problems. And it's not the case. You understand? That's a good question. Where were all Twitch's friends? Based on what I'm seeing, it seemed like he was a loner. It seemed like he had a lot of friends that he thought was his friends. He had a lot of people that he tried to reach out to concerning his views about injustice that's being done and different things. You know, sometimes in a man's life, he feels that he's under obligation to use his platform to bring awareness to certain things. And I believe that he felt that it was his duty to do that. And maybe, just maybe, it could have been a situation where there was a conflict of interest between him and his wife. In other words, honey, if you keep on talking about these things, we're not going to be getting any of these deals. You know, they're gonna look at you as just another, you know, Kanye. You know what I mean? My apologies, another Ye, you know, they're going to look at you like that. You know, you're just too outspoken. It's going to mess up the business. It's going to mess up the family's name. But baby, I'm really passionate about this. I really believe that, you know, there's things that a lot of men are going through, men of color, and I need to talk about these things. But baby, it's not good. Just think about us. Think about your family. Think about your kids. These are the kind of things that Twitch was going through, y'all. Y'all gotta look at this for what it is, man. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you straight up and down. A lot of men of color and women of color that are in the industry and they're extremely wealthy, they do not even care about what's going on with their own people because they have been trained not to care. And the minute you have one that do care, that person will be rejected. That person will be ostracized, criticized, looked upon as crazy, and then they'll delete them and claim that they just gave up on life to make them look weak. They did that with all types of men. You understand? They did that to Michael Jackson. They did that to Prince. They did that to rappers. They did that to so many men. They take them out and then they make them look like either they overdosed on something or they just gave up on life, and it just makes us look weak. It makes us look like we're just not there for our families. It just makes us look like weak men. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson spoke out about a lot of things, man, a lot of things. They didn't like him. And look how they made the man look. They made him look like some sort of freak. It's crazy, right?
He knew that all you so-called friends was fake too, so he couldn't reach out to you.
Wow. Couldn't reach out to you.
He probably, assuming that he committed suicide, he probably couldn't live with himself for being fake with y'all as well, because it was something in him that he wanted to express about his people. But when he went to express it to the white friends,
there we go.
They stonewalled him. They didn't want to hear that.
Are you paying attention, ladies and gentlemen? Are you paying attention? See, Twitch probably had things that he wanted to talk about. And when he talked about it towards his friends, they didn't want to hear that because they figure, well, you know, if we do that, it might mess up my career. You have to understand, man, the industry is very cutthroat. A lot of people are walking on eggshells because they know about the contracts that they made. They know about the agreements. You know, this is why in the situation of Kyrie, when them Israelite guys were out at the Barclays Center and doing this and doing that, for whatever reason, it's like he didn't even want to even talk about it. Why? Because he's under contract and he have to make it look like, hey, I don't know those guys. I don't know nothing. I don't even want to know them. It makes you grow cold because you're doing everything for the almighty dollar because you sold your soul.
This is just my theory. It's just my take, people. I can be wrong.
Hey guys, so if you follow me, then you know that I am more than a dancer. I am a mother. I am a wife.
If you are a wife, you should be fighting for the justice of your husband. Point blank, period. Again, everything should be held to public scrutiny. Everyone is supposed to be questioned, and we are to examine everything. When you are a wife, your job is to fight for justice and do what you can for your family. It's very important that you do that.
I am a daughter, I'm a sister, and if you follow me, you have to understand that I am a human here. And a lot of you have said that you love watching me and my husband dance. If you love watching me and my husband dance, then you must also understand my husband is African American.
So she's letting the public know that her husband is African American. We all know that. Let's go.
My children are African American. So when I see the world at a dire need of education and understanding that there is a problem with the minorities and
notice she said problem with the minorities.
Threat to their lives at this moment, but you're saying you love watching us dance. If you want to see my husband and my children dance, then you must hear that we need your help.
But notice this. She's saying we need your help. But now that Twitch is gone, he needs your help. He needs your help. So, are you going to practice what you preach? Because again, all of those words sound nice while Twitch was alive. But now that Twitch is gone, he needs your help in uncovering the truth. What really happened to him? What are you doing, Allison, to fight for the justice of Twitch? What are you doing to have the hotel disclose the camera footage so the world can see the dancer, the man, the one and only, Stephen, Twitch boss? What are you doing? What are you doing to help him? What are you doing to uphold his legacy? What are you doing to keep his name alive? Are you telling me that as a wife, you believe that he did what he did? Are you thinking that low of your husband, the one in whom you claim you love? If you're not showing your own any help, if you're not displaying love at this moment, if you're not using your platform to speak out for the injustice that was done to him, then that means everything we've ever seen of you was not real. Because Twitch stood against injustice. Twitch stood against the problems. He stood against all of the evil that was done to others. He talked about Breonna Taylor. He talked about different people. He made a message trying to reach out to the president, asking and letting him know, do we have your attention? So Allison, right now, what are you doing to fight for the justice of Twitch so that his name can be restored? Because they painted his name as a man who was just broken, tired, and no longer wanted to be in the world. Doesn't make any sense. What are you doing to get him justice? Where are the videos of you talking about the issues? Why you're not speaking? You owe it to him. You owe it to him to speak out and let the world know what you know. What happened in that house? Were you arguing? Did you have any involvement in the situation? Turn yourself in if you did. If you know that you had some sort of alleged involvement, turn yourself in. Do the right thing. Let the world know I did it. Or I know who did it. Or maybe you were threatened. Maybe somebody somewhere told you not to speak on it because of the oath that you made. I think it's time that you speak. I think it's time that you talk about it. I think now is the time to roll the dice. Roll the dice and do it for Twitch. You said that you're gonna save the last dance for him. Well, it's time for that last dance. Dance to the music. Dance to the music and uphold the truth. Because one day his kids are gonna get older and they're gonna ask you questions. They're gonna ask you, what was my daddy like? What are you gonna tell them? Are you gonna tell them that, well, he was weak, he left, he didn't want to be a father anymore? Is that gonna be the story? Because if you gotta tell them that, that's sad. Very, very sad. But that's the world that we're in right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Because if you want to see them, you have to be with us and understand that we're not just entertainment, but we are humans.
And Twitch was a human. Twitch was a human being. A man that just wanted to be himself. That's all he wanted, just to be himself. He wasn't out there bothering nobody. You ain't hear about him doing no crimes. You ain't hear about him in no drama. He was just being himself. And then for whatever reason, you're telling the police that he just kind of walked out of the house, stormed out, didn't take his keys, didn't take his car, and he just left. That's your story. How do we know it's true? How do we know you and him didn't have an argument? The world want to know. The world need to know. His fans need to know. And he had many fans. I personally believe that their marriage was arranged by the industry. I really believe that it was arranged. They probably felt that with the marriage, it's going to help them to get more success. They do this a lot in the industry. People will join because they figure, hey, we'll be like a Jay-Z, Beyonce thing, and it kind of just makes you look more important rather than just being some single guy. When you're a man and you have a wife and you have children, it kind of just makes you look more trustworthy in the business world, if that makes any sense. You have to understand it opens doors. And there's a lot of people who do these type of agreements, these type of industry marriages, cinema love, like the other brother put it.
So it hurts my soul when I see my fans say, oh, I see you have a political view, I'm unfollowing. That's fine, unfollow.
Notice what she said. She said when her fans see that they have a political view, they say, I'm unfollowing. Now, who do you think motivated the political view? Twitch. And because she's connected to Twitch, and Twitch has a political view, right? It was affecting her, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta look at this for what it is. Look at this for what it is. She's trying to convince these people that if you love us, continue to rock with us, because her husband is African American and her children are African American, even though African and American don't make no sense because you don't represent two different continents. That makes no sense when you really think about it. Bars. You can't be American and African at the same time. Makes no sense. But now, notice what she said. She talked about how her fans, once they learn about her political views, they all want to unfollow. Isn't that how it is today? When you don't say the things people want to hear, they unfollow you, they unsubscribe. I'm unsubscribing, Ringo. Why? Because they thought you were one way. So based on what we're hearing, could it be a situation where because of Twitch, because of his political views, because of the things he was advocating for and protesting for and being vocal about, could it be that the wife and him, just like the brother said in the video, I'm not taking any credit away from the brother because he's the one who brought up that point. I am just adding to it to make it make sense. Again, I don't know who the brother is, but it is what it is. We bringing it out. But could it be a situation where the wife felt that Twitch was moving in a direction that wasn't kosher to the growth of the family? And just like the brother said, it got under his skin because he's like, wow, I thought you were really rocking with me. I thought you were really with me on this situation. Like, how could you say that? Because she's worried right here about her image in the public. That's why she's talking.
But if you want to watch us dance, and if you want to watch these athletes play sports, please know that they're humans.
Right, humans. Which mean at this point, she's trying to sound or do the things that Twitch was doing. But these are older videos. You see what I mean? You never seen Twitch and her in a video talking about these kind of issues. You never see them together, bringing awareness together about these type of things. You don't see it. Why? Because she probably felt, look, I'm not going to get the deal. I'm not going to get that show. I would never get none of these things with us talking about injustices with people. You know how that go, Twitch. Come on. We're not going to get that deal. You know? At Sean, if this is all a distraction, why are you here? Why are you viewing? Like, you know, sometimes people say certain things and I'm like, What do you mean by it's a distraction? A distraction for what? You sound nuts. Seriously. If something is a distraction, then what is it distracting you from? See, you don't have the answer, but you say things, and then you're here. If something is a distraction, if this is all a distraction, why are you even listening to me? It makes no sense. You should find something else to do. Makes no sense. See, you're the distraction. You're the one being a distraction because you're not paying attention in class. Every single time there's a situation, people says it's a distraction. And I ask the question, a distraction from what? What are we being distracted about? There's stories that happen every day. You can say the Meg Thee Stallion situation was a distraction. Was that a distraction too? A distraction for what? What was it a distraction for? So the Takeoff death situation was a distraction too? Distraction for what? See, it don't make no sense when people say that. It sounds interesting when they say it, but really it makes no logical sense.
That have families that they want protected and looked after as well. And if you love them like you say you love them, and if you love me like you say you love me, then you have to love all of me.
Wow. You see that? Are you seeing the privilege? Are you seeing the privilege she's trying to use? She's trying to use her skin power. She's basically saying, if you love me, you gotta love my husband too, because he's black, and you gotta love my kids too, and you gotta love the political views and everything else. In other words, stop hating on my husband and whatever it is he's trying to do. At first, it appears like she was with it, but I believe later down the road, that switched. And it switched just like with many people in the industry. Sometimes a woman could be rocking with you 1 minute and then she switch up on you. She said, if you love me, you gotta love all of me. What does that mean? That's code for you gotta love the fact that I'm with a man that is standing up for the injustices of what he see happening to his people. Right? But if that's the case, here's my question. Why Allison isn't demonstrating everything she's saying right here for Twitch now that he's gone? That shows that what she's saying here is not real. Bars. Again, if what she's saying right here is real, you would see it in her life and in her actions towards Twitch right now. She'll be fighting for his justice. There's no way around it. No way around it. Now, again, if you're joining in the show and you haven't seen some of these clips, we're playing them for you. Check it out.
Check your privilege edition. Put a finger down if you have been called a racial slur. Put a finger down if you've been followed in a store unnecessarily. Put a finger down if someone has crossed the street to avoid passing you. Put a finger down if you've had someone clench their purse in an elevator with you. Put a finger down if you've had someone step off of an elevator to keep from riding with you. Put a finger down if you've been accused of not being able to afford something expensive. Put a finger down if you have had fear in your heart when being stopped by the police.
Wow.
Put a finger down if you have never been given a pass on a citation that you deserved. Put a finger down if you have been stopped or detained by police for no valid reason. Put a finger down if you have been bullied solely because of your race. Put a finger down if you have been denied service solely because of the color of your skin. Put a finger down if you've ever had to teach your child how not to get killed by the police. Any fingers left? That's privilege.
Wow. These are the issues that Stephen Twitch Boss struggled with because he wanted to get the word out there about these issues and nobody would listen. These are the issues and many more. We talked about many of those struggles. We talk about many of those issues. My job is just to bring you up to speed on what I'm seeing and what can open the conversation on what's happening. It is my belief that Twitch was about to do something really, really big. And it was going to really wake up a lot of people. And they didn't want that to happen. And it's normally when a man reaches his peak and he's about to do something really noble that these type of things happen. Again, the wife most likely know what happened that night. She knows. But she's being protected. But we can still speculate. We can still share our commentary and use our brain to put the pieces together. I just don't see how a woman can be married to a man and just celebrated their 9th year anniversary. Do you know that, ladies and gentlemen? Do you know that if you go to their TikTok, Instagrams, and all of that other stuff, they just celebrated their 9th year anniversary. So why would a guy do the unthinkable after just celebrating? Does that make any sense? When they made a video 24 hours before he checked out, so you're telling me that he just did all of that and wasted everybody's time? Master P said he was supposed to be a guest DJ next year on January, I believe, 13th. So he just threw all of that away, or did somebody cut him short? Again, we will keep you updated. We're going to keep sharing news and stories and talking about these issues. It makes for good conversations. It makes for good content to keep his name out there, keep people talking, because eventually something might come out. Somebody might say something. You might hear about it. Somebody might have a video. If you've seen something, if you were around, if you know something, hey, bring that information out. You know, put the information out on social media anonymously and let it be known. To all the fake friends of Twitch, stop coming on YouTube doing these bogus interviews acting like you a friend. Where were you when he needed you? Where were you? You understand? Where were you when he needed you? Where were you when he talked about all of these issues? You were never there. So why are you doing interviews now, acting like a friend? I can guarantee you, most of these folks claiming they his friends, Twitch most likely didn't even talk to you. Twitch most likely didn't even know you, didn't even call you. Everybody trying to claim friends when a man is gone, but you ain't give him his flowers when he was alive. You know what I mean? You ain't give him his flowers when he was alive. And shout out to brother New Breed for the flowers. You know what I'm saying? He made a video shouting me out. You know what I mean? I really appreciate that, brother. You know what I'm saying? You're very inspirational yourself. And I appreciate those words that you posted in your video. You know what I mean? What you did is really different. What you did is monumental. It's something that you don't see none of these brothers in these spaces do. And not only did you give me my flowers, but you gave other men their flowers. Even if you have disagreements, even if there's a disagreement in belief, you still gave them their flowers. That right there is respect. You know what I mean? So shout out to New Breed Global Truth. You know what I mean? That's a real brother right there in the truth. Real brother putting in work. No BSing, no playing around. At the same time, ladies and gentlemen, we got to stop playing games out here when it comes to this truth. Somebody took this man out when he have kids. And this is the thing that always inspires me to talk about these issues, is because I'm a father, and I know that a father, all he's working for is for his kids. All of you guys out there that are fathers, that have children, the only reason why you get up in the morning to go to work, is because of your kids at the end of the day. You're doing it for your kids, bro. I'm talking about real men. I'm talking about real men, good men. You're doing what you're doing for your children, to make them smile, to provide a life for them so they don't have to go out there in the world and do wicked things. And that's what we do as men. So why would Twitch check out when he know he got his children to take care of? That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everybody stopping by, joining the stream, rocking with the platform. If you're not subscribed, subscribe today for the best reactionary videos on YouTube. Ringo TV Reactions, providing you and yours the best. Yeah. If you like my work, if you like the content, and you want to sponsor the show, you can do so via Cash App, $ Ringo TV Raw. All your support contributions go back into the work. Without you, I'm unable to do this. If you don't show up to my show, I don't have a show. It's not about me. It's all about you. Ringo TV Reactions. Yeah! Ringo TV Reactions, bringing you and yours the best reactionary videos on YouTube. Hands down, the #1 channel on YouTube, bringing you commentary and criticism like no other. Ringo TV Reactions. Yeah! Yeah!
Searching for your love, late in the night, right in the dark.
We out of here, fam. Catch you in the next video. We out. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $ Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.